We started. Jamie took them to go. Sorry, Jamie took them for Bailey to go get a bathing suit for tomorrow because we're gonna go to Sam and Cody's,
Oh,
and
nice, dude.
she's just getting to be a little bit too much of a young lady now, and
Yeah.
so the baby
Yeah. No.
stuff doesn't work for her anymore.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But anyways, yeah. If you'll, I was thinking about taking these off, or we can leave them on, but you could take it off, put it on your
What are you
Johnson,
talking
or
about?
whatever you want to do with it. It's like pulled
the
out.
foam?
I don't know why it's sitting like that. I didn't do that. I don't know. My girls come in here and play sometimes.
A little Rudolph nose?
Yeah.
So I'm not breathing like this.
But hey, you don't have to wear this if you don't want to. I just like to do it so I can hear myself talking. I know that like my voice is recording.
Oh, I got you.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that's better, because if I go like this.
Yeah, I can't really hear you. Hey, you know, another thing that's cool about it too, and I'm gonna keep track of this, so don't let me forget to check it occasionally. Well, don't worry about it. I'll fucking do it. But
Okay. I can do nothing.
yeah, don't do anything. Just sit over there and have conversation.
Yeah, works. Are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording. The thing about the mics that I like when I do get it to work is that you can't hear the AC running as bad as you can when it's just the phone, because the phone picks up everything and the mics only pick up stuff within a certain distance, so it's way better.
For sure.
But that's a fat dip, bro.
That's a little guy.
I'm gonna be celebrating Memorial Day for you tomorrow.
I'm working tomorrow. Isn't that funny how that works?
Well, Memorial Day is specifically, isn't it? It's not. It's not Veterans Day. It's like it's for fallen soldiers, right? In the service.
Yeah. It is.
Oh man.
Yeah, so
Salute.
I remember my buddies while I'm at work. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's how it works.
Did you lose homies in service?
Yeah, I lost a few.
Where were you at?
So in the very beginning, I deployed, and I was mostly in in Ramadan, like the Sunni Triangle, right there.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'll pretend like I do.
Like Fallujah, Ramadi. I was like right on that line,
Okay.
so it was fun.
Yeah. What'd y'all do over there? Or what was the goal, anyways?
Kill everybody.
Kill everyone.
Yeah, so I was with Lurs. So I did mostly recon and like scouting missions. I would laze targets, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't kicking indoors or anything, but I was watching people kick indoors from afar, doing Overwatch and stuff like that. So.
Who was that guy? You told me that story about the guy y'all stuck a rock in his pack after he had to.
Oh yeah.
He had to end somebody with a rock because he ran out of ammo or something. Will you tell the story?
Yeah. So my buddy Gene, him and I think it was his saw gunner and another rifleman. They were taking fire from this building, and they dumped like 500 rounds, like the full nutsack of the saw and everything. And he's like, "All right, I'm going in." The saw gunner was shot, he lived, but incapacitated for the moment. And they kept getting fire, and it was like onesies and twosies. So he's like, "I'm going in." So he just gets up and runs in there, and he ended up running out of ammo when he was inside. He was shot, I think, 19 times, and killed like a dude with a knife, killed a dude with a rock, killed the dude with like just with his fists.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing for the.
Oh no, it's
Langman.
fucking hilarious, dude. I was like, he tells this story and I get a boner every time. I'm like, bro, that's brutal. And he's like, oh yeah, like pulls it, just bullet holes all over him. You're like, what the fuck? He's like, what are you gonna do?
Oh man.
Yeah, I think at the end of that he ended up killing like 12 guys in that one building, and like 7 of them were with just random shit he was finding, sticks. It was like whatever he had. It was pretty nuts, dude.
Killed a guy with a pencil.
Just about. He is one of those. I got a couple buddies like that.
But y'all kept stuffing rocks in his rucksack just to mess with him because of the story.
Yeah, dude. We would do rucks. We would do, I said ruck. trucks. We would do like ruck marches and whatever. And whenever we'd take like a little hasty and just chill for like a little security halt or whatever, we'd sneak a rock into his ruck. And by the end of it, like it typically gets lighter just because you're carrying like a shit ton of water.
Yeah.
And his water was running out. And he's like, "Why is my ruck so fucking heavy, dude?" And then he like unpacks it, and there's like 20 pounds of rocks inside of it. And he's like, "Dude, you fucking guys!" We were just laughing. It was pretty funny. It was pretty good times.
Who's that guy you were telling me stories about? He backed his truck off of a ledge. The guy that you work with?
Oh,
you
Clint?
said you had a bunch of crazy stories about that
Damn,
dude?
That guy is the most rowdy Texan I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, he's as rowdy as they come. He totaled his truck. He's got one eye because of a bar fight, lost his eye, and then he got kicked in the face and lost his eye, and then all the nerves died and all his teeth fell out. So he's a stereotypical. He talks with such a crazy draw. Like if he gets too hopped up on Addies, he can't understand what he's saying. He's just like rah, 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 just going on and swinging hammers all over the place. But yeah, he rolled his truck. He's like, "Well, I thought the road turned left, and I turned right and just drove off and rolled his truck."
Turned left.
And I'm like, "Dude, seriously? Like, what is the deal with that?" And he rolls his truck, and then he borrows his mom's like little Toyota Matrix or whatever it was, like the little SUV compact little car.
Yeah.
And he backs up off of like a 6-foot ledge. It just drives backwards off the ledge. It just buckles the car in half. He's ridiculous. He had that car for like hours. And then he buys another King Ranch. He bought a King Ranch, a used King Ranch. And it was all just trashed on the side. It looks like they were T-boned or something. But the frame was straight. It was just trashed. Like the doors didn't open. Anyway, he pulled it all out, got it to work, drove it for like 2 weeks. Blows the motor because he drives like 90 in a school zone. He's just crazy. And blows the motor, gets a new motor. He's driving, and I'm in the car with him, and he's driving, and he starts swerving, but the road's straight. He starts swerving because he can't see anything, and he goes so fast, and he's talking, and he's like this, like talking to you, like driving. I'm like, "Clint, pay attention, dude." He runs over a mailbox, hits trash cans, hit like 2 trash cans. I'm like, "Oh my God, dude." Just ended up totaling that truck too in like a few months.
So was it the one that your boy backed into?
No, that's a different one. Got another truck.
Do you work with him? Like, he's just a guy that you work with, or is he a guy that you're contracting out with?
I contracted, so we like scratch each other's back. So I
Yeah.
went and did a bunch of work for him because he was doing staircases, and he's got one eye, so his level varies depending on which way his head's turning. And so I went and I helped him like weld in all these stairs, and then he's like, "Oh, well, I owe you 20 hours or whatever it was, 15 hours." I'm like, "All right, cool, no worries." So he came to my job and he helped me out, but I ended up redoing everything he did anyway because it was terrible.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Good God, I'm like, you're using levels. How do you screw that up, dude? It's like an inch out and 2 feet." I'm like, "Oh my God, Clint, you're killing me."
Maybe his magnet had a lot of residue on it.
Dude, I don't know what his problem is.
In all fairness to him, maybe he couldn't
Yeah.
see all the trash on his magnet.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a lazy eye and then no eye, and so his one eye is like up off to the right. You can't tell what he's looking at because he's talking to you like this with one eye. I'm like, dude,
Poor
how
dude.
do you live? He's 35. He looks 60.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
When I used to go to the bars a lot when I was younger, I used to go to this place up here, up by I-10. It was called what was that bar called? The 5D Steakhouse is there now. Dadgummit. It was like
Oh, yeah. I know
the
what you're
only
talking about.
the only place I would go to, and there's like a beer that has the same name of what it was. Why can't I remember the name of it?
Same
right
name
now?
of what it was. It was called beer.
No. The name of the beer was the same name as the bar.
Oh,
Why can't I not remember what Dude, I went there so many times that like the fact that the name is eluding me is just irritating. But
cool story.
yeah,
This is a thing I don't remember.
Anyways, I can remember the story. So I was in there one night, and I was just hanging out, and there was nobody to play pool with. I went up there because I like to play pool, drink some beer, play pool, and I love playing pool. But I'm not any good. Never got great at it. I got fairly decent. That's about as good as I got, you know. And I mean, I win games here and there, but it's not like I was not betting any money.
Yeah.
Someone ever wants to bet money while I'm playing pool, like when we went and played that one day,
God,
I'm like,
dude.
nah, I'm not betting money because I'm not gonna win.
I, was,
I'm not like, and then when you add money to it, I just get nervous. So I'm like, yeah. So,
I don't think I made a shot that whole night. I was like, dude, that
but
was terrible.
there was a guy that stumbled in the bar that night that I was just talking about, and he had one arm, and I could tell he was he was for real, like a straight up country boy. You know, he drove in. I don't even know if his truck had license plates on it. To be honest with you, it was an old F-150. It was super beat up. It was like something you would see in a movie that the like the Arabs or whatever you want
Yeah,
to call them.
dude,
Sorry,
like
that's
some
probably
technical
racist, but
rolling around.
yeah, but yeah, it looked like a what do you call the bomb vehicles? Yeah, it's not a UAV. It's yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyways, he drove this old dilapidated piece of crap in and stumbles in. He's got one arm and he goes up to the bar and he was like shaking it at the bartender, his nub, and he was like, "Oh, I want a whiskey," and then he handed him like a small glass of just whatever because he was like, "What do you want?" Like he goes, "Whiskey,"
Yeah.
and then the bartender. I was friends with the bartender because I'd seen him quite a few times and he was like kept going back and forth on the what he wanted to drink specifically, and then so finally he just like poured him a glass of something and gave it to him, and the guy sat. He didn't sip it. He just grabbed it and slammed it. He was like, "Another whiskey," and then he was like, "In a minute, I'm busy." He was like trying to get him to calm down because he was like hardly speaking English, and so I was sitting there and a couple of kids, probably from college, all hanging out at the end of the bar, and he got their drinks, and then I got a beer, and then I went to go play pool for a little bit, and that guy, I could hear him yelling at the bartender like while I was playing because the bartender was probably trying not to like serve him because he was obviously already super schnockered. And I went over, like by the time I had finished a beer, I went back for another beer. I was like, you know, like this, and then he grabbed me a beer, and then I saw because he just walked over. I walked up and set my beer on the table, and he looked at me, and he grabbed me a beer and set it, and so the guy with the one arm, like, pointed at me, he's like, and then he started yelling at the bartender again in gibberish, and I just started laughing. I kind of walked off, and then I played I Gotta Get Out of Here by Robert Earl Keen, or I Gotta Go, and then the guy left right after that. It was pretty funny. And the bartender,
Like, oh god.
every time I saw the bartender after that, he was like, he would always bring that up. He was like, dude, that's super funny.
You gotta walk in with like your arm tucked in. Whiskey.
I gotta go somewhere. I gotta go. Wasting time nubbing here. Yeah, that poor guy. I don't know how he lost his arm, but
Man, probably couldn't remember.
I'd probably be a mess if I lost a limb too. And I know a lot of people that probably think you're. I was watching a Naked and Afraid with Jamie the other night, and there was a lady that lost both of her legs, completed a 21-day challenge on the newest that was available to the show we were watching
Wait,
on,
she
or
just sit on the
platform
beach?
we were watching on. She literally walked on her hands the whole time and completed the challenge with this guy that was in the military. I mean, he was super jacked. I don't know. I don't remember his exact. I don't remember if he was in the Marines, Army, Navy, whatever. I don't think it was Navy. I think it was either the Marines or the Army. But yeah, he was like a couple of times. He was like, "Can I carry you?" He said it like really nicely. But I was like, I would have just like snatched her up a couple of times, and like there's ants, and he's like, "Watch out for those ants. Like if you need me to pick you up, let me know." And I was like, I would just yanked her up. And, yeah. Because I just like, I don't know, I'm too soft of heart, I guess. I don't know. But she finished it. And I was like, that is a gangster woman.
Yeah.
And
That's some no quit attitude right
nobody,
there.
yeah, that's what she said at
Yeah.
the end of it. She was like, there's I don't want to misquote her, but basically what she said was it's like just a strength of mind test,
Yeah,
But yeah, she
that's all
super
it
gangster
is.
lady.
Just your will to survive.
Yeah,
It's like my buddy. You see all the movies and people get shot once. They're like, oh, they die. You're like, bullshit. That doesn't happen, dude. Like the only time that would ever happen is if somebody is just so mentally weak that they get shot and their brain tells them they're dying, and then their body just shuts down. But that people get shot.
yeah. Unless it's a gut shot in like a Western movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean,
You
even
get
then,
dysentery and die,
you
but
get dysentery and die, or sepsis and die, or
yeah.
something. But you don't die right then. It's not
No,
like
not right there.
you know.
It's a long, slow, painful death.
It's a long, slow, painful death. Yeah, and like knives and shit. Like you don't die like that unless the person knows what they're doing, and they hit a bunch of arteries and
The
shit.
abdominal aorta.
Yeah, and then you just bleed out internally. You
I don't know if I
bleed
said that
out,
right.
externally, I guess. But
Yeah.
I mean, people get disemboweled. I've seen all sorts of people get fucked up trying to stuff their intestines back in. You're like, you're dying, dude. Like, you're not coming back from that shit, dude. Like, yeah.
Oh man, did you you ever heard about I don't know if it was the Comanche or whatever, but they would take people that were trying to run away from them. They would take their intestine out and like tie it to a stick, like if you tried to run away, and that's how they discouraged other people from trying
Like
to
a
run
leash?
away. Yeah, they would yank a little bit of their gut out and tie it to a stick, and like, "Well,
That sucks.
where are you going?
Nowhere.
You're going nowhere."
That's fucked up.
It's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Well, they did a lot of messed up stuff, like cutting off people's Johnson, stuffing it in their mouth, and then lighting them on fire.
Cool.
Yeah,
Sounds like good times.
yeah.
Some ruthless people back then.
Yeah, it would suck to go back to those times.
I
Go
mean,
back to the Stone Age, set off
some
a few.
of the world is still there, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Where are those places so I can stay away? Not that I have the money to travel there
Yeah.
anyways, but.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, man.
Lots of places in Africa.
Oh, yeah. Did you see that there was an interview with Trump and the president of South Africa, and he's talking to him, and they're like getting along just fine. And then Trump just starts bringing up this like, it's like a, what do you call that one? A genocide, basically, of people going after white South African farmers.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, what about this, in your country? And the guy, you could see, like, the president, he's, like, nervous, and I'm like, oh, that guy's not in charge.
Yeah, he's just another guy.
He's a figurehead as well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you watch that, and you're like, because he starts showing videos of all the massacres and these gang leaders or military leaders,
Machetes,
militia
dude.
leaders, whatever you want to talk about, or whatever you want to say it was, or whatever they're affiliated with. I don't know how to say that exactly, but it's like seems very obvious that it's going on in the video, and the president from South Africa is just sitting over there like rubbing his knees and watching, and he's like, okay,
Because
can
he
we
doesn't
stop?
have a retort. He's like,
Can we
I don't.
stop this?
I don't
He's
know
like,
what
I don't
just-
know about that. Where is this? Where's this going
Yeah,
on?
down your street, guy.
Yeah.
It was like this was your guys.
But Trump was saying, he was like, yeah, there's I don't know if it was thousands, but he was like, there's tons of white South African, because they're white, they're being hunted out, and these people that are hunting them are saying it's because they're white that they're hunting them and killing them and taking over their land, and y'all don't do anything about it and let them take their land over. And he's like, I don't know anything about that. That's not the case. That's not.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
We're super active in Africa.
I'm sitting there watching the whole like thing go on, like the interview go on with. It's not really an interview; it's just like a conversation they're having. But you're like, that guy's obviously not in charge, and he's shitting his pants right now because he's scared that we're gonna bring light to this, and he's gonna be responsible for it, and they're gonna come after him.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have a good enough retort to keep us off that.
Or he'll say something wrong, and then whoever the real person in charge is just gonna hack him up with machetes.
Yeah.
It's like we'll find his body parts.
Scary for him.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. Africa's a brutal place.
Yeah. And we can have this conversation safely safely in Texas
I
because
know, right?
what do you? Excuse me, but fuck around and find out. Like,
No kidding.
we're in Texas, homie. Unless you're bringing nukes. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
That's how it works.
I'm gonna grab a beer.
Grab me one too, please. I'm
Yes, sir.
nearly empty on this one. Thanks, sir.
So, in the spirit of Memorial Day, would you be cool telling me some stories about some of your homies that you lost in the service, or is that a little too
Um,
personal? We don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but if you don't mind telling any stories or telling a story or something, or just talking about them nonchalant, like you don't have to tell exact details, but just
all right.
to
Well,
memorize them or whatever.
yeah, I guess.
Cool.
I'm not real thrilled, but all right. This one time you speak around like fuck around and find out kind of thing. We were rolling down right after we cleared Fallujah. My my path that we were supposed to follow cut right through it. It was supposedly taken over and we were done, but there was residual, like little scrimmages here and there. We were rolling through near a 6 truck convoy. I was on a Mark 19 on the second truck, and my buddy was the gunner on a 50 on the front truck. And we're rolling down a street. There were Marines on both sides, and we're just rolling through. And we started taking fire. All the Marines responded accordingly, and they all like locked down and started flanking and doing what we needed to do. And I look over at my buddy, and he's like, "Where's it coming from?" And then I just see a round like go right through his neck, dude. I was like, "Oh!" And my immediate response was the direction of spray, and so I just spun my Mark 19 around, and it was coming from this like little 2-story building on the opposite side of the street. And my sergeant, I was a PFC at the time. My sergeant's like, "Corbett, fucking send it." So I just whop 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 whop. Well, it's not that fast, but it's like boom 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 boom, and I'm launching fucking grenades into this thing out of my Mark 19, and I leveled that building, like took it to the ground. It was just rubble at that point. I probably put, I don't know, 15 rounds into that, and then it was quiet. So, yeah, that was Corporal Brown. He's one of my good buddies. We went through basic together. That was our. We were in country for, or not in country. We were in theater for 2 weeks. I'm like, well, that sucks. That was an eye opener. That was like my first buddy that I lost. But it all hit me after the fact, and then I went and cried in the shower like everybody else. It was like you just do your thing, move on. I mean, you can't really do anything about it, but.
You have some good stories about him. You said he was one of your OG buddies that you went to basic with. Do you have some funny stories about him?
Oh yeah, we got in a big old fist fight. It was like over. I don't even remember what it was over. It was.
You and him?
Yeah.
You got in a fight with him?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like a big one. We were both bloodied up pretty bad, but we like hugged it out at the end of it. So it was pretty funny. I don't even remember what it was over. It was like linoleum or some shit. It was like something unrelated in basic. It was pretty funny.
Linoleum?
Yeah, like flooring.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like it would be like some random argument over nothing, and then we just started punching each other. Like what for? I don't know. But
Well,
we were buddies before that, and we were buddies after that, so it was just
Yeah.
kind of like high testosterone, I guess. But
Yeah, that and being super tired and frustrated and irritated. Hi, my schmoopy. Can you close the door? It's super hot outside. It's not candy.
don't eat it.
It gets hot in here so fast. I could feel
Dude,
the heat coming
it's
in.
blazing outside.
Yeah, that little AC even works pretty good.
Dude, it rips. I need to put one of those like on a backpack.
I hid it from you. It's above the fridge. You have to ask mommy for it. Mommy's what? Well, you got to go ask mommy for it. It's above the fridge. Close the door quickly. Quickly, please. Thank you. She's gonna go get cotton candy and she's gonna come right back out here.
Oh yeah. I got it.
She loves hanging out here. She'll come out here and just like try to talk to me on these things. But anyways,
Yeah.
so that was your first buddy that you lost in the service?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one. A couple of them I lost when I wasn't there. Like they were out and I wasn't, which sucks because
Yeah.
I still have guilt about that. Like I was home, you know, I was on leave and they deployed. I was in Africa. I lost two buddies in Africa from an IED.
What were you doing in Africa? Same objective.
Pretty much. Same thing. We were recon, so
Yeah.
finding targets. Yeah. Yeah, that sucked.
What was Africa like?
No, I didn't go.
Oh, I thought. Oh, okay. You lost them in Africa. You didn't
Yeah,
go to Africa.
I didn't go, which is why I have guilt, dude. I'm like, I wasn't there. You know,
Yeah.
I had the option of like, but I came home. So, I mean, I had a 2-year-old that I hadn't met yet, so I figured now's as good as time as any. But I missed a deployment because of it. So,
Yeah.
well,
Did your buddy with the rucksack? Did he made it?
Oh, yeah, he's
he's
still
still
around.
kicking around.
yeah, he's one of my small group. We keep in touch.
There she is.
We do like weekly check-ins.
It's above the fridge. You gotta ask mommy. She'll get it for you. Close the door, baby. Above the fridge. In the cabinets above the fridge. Oh, you mean in the cabinets, not just sitting above the
You
fridge.
mean I actually have to ask mommy? Okay. And she said no. So
Yeah, so she's probably not even supposed to be getting cotton candy right now.
yeah. Now
This-
she knows she's gonna go get a ladder.
This morning, I watched her as she goes. She wanted some cereal at first, and then I heard Jamie was like, "You can have some cereal, or you can have whatever Daddy makes for breakfast." And she goes, "Can I have some cotton candy?" And then she goes, "After your breakfast." And then I saw Millie eating cotton candy. That's why I put it above the fridge
yeah,
in the cabinet because
You're like,
Good
you
grief.
little
little turd.
Kid.
So yeah, she was just eating cotton candy. She goes, "Mommy said I can have cotton candy."
Yeah, after breakfast.
Yeah.
I was like, where's your breakfast? What'd you eat? You know, it's like, yeah.
I ate it in my heart. I had
it. Liar.
But
Yeah, I didn't even know it was Memorial Day weekend.
tomorrow, buddy.
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't pay attention. Hey, I'm in perpetual Mondays.
Yeah. My buddy and I, Boober,
Hmm?
we used when we worked out at the ranch every third week, we worked the entire weekend, and so we would call those effing Mondays, like Saturday and Sunday. We would see each other on Saturday, be like effing Mondays, Sunday, effing Mondays, and then finally on Monday we'd be like, it's finally Monday.
Yeah, now we're really starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I know, man. I haven't. This is like my first day off in a while.
what were you playing earlier?
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
You were telling me about that game.
Game's fun. It's like a bunch of games within games,
Yeah.
which is kind of. I mean, the story keeps changing.
My favorite one was the pirate one where you could like build the ship up.
I didn't play that one.
That
you can do
one's
that
so
in
much
Valhalla
fun.
too. You can build up your ship, but I'm still new to the game, so I know I can do it. I just haven't seen the need to do it.
Yeah. I just started playing Halo again. I'm terrible. I'd gotten pretty good where I was like almost like I had just gotten to plat 1. It's like right above gold, so you're like just above mid range.
Yeah.
Or, well, if the people that really play the game are probably like you were just getting into mid range, but
Yeah.
you know, I
Yeah.
think
Those games, I can't even play them because you're playing against now everything's like cross console.
yeah.
You can't or cross
Oh yeah, if you're
platform and
playing
stuff.
Xbox versus computer like
You're done, dude.
PC, those guys are gonna demolish you every time.
Yeah.
The mouse is so much easier than a controller.
Yeah.
It's not even fair.
No, it's not. They need to like fix
Stupid.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Like
shouldn't be able to play PC versus controller. Like mouse versus controller shouldn't be
just
allowed.
shit just moves. It's so much easier to point with your mouse,
Yeah.
so you just don't miss.
No.
I get annihilated. Like I was playing Destiny and they did that, like cross platforms or whatever. And I'd always know when I get in a server, because I would like spawn dead, spawn dead, spawn dead. I'm like done, turn it off.
Yeah.
Like I'm not playing this.
the
This is
the
dumb.
game by itself, just joining with some buddies and playing, is fun.
Yeah,
Especially when you and your dudes are all juiced to the max, where
Yeah.
you're like, you get your character all built up, which is funny because like you feel like a gangster, and then you go and play against other dudes, and you're like,
some
what?
8-year-old in China
What?
with the PC
Yeah.
just annihilates
Exactly.
you. Yeah, we were playing Division, me and a couple of my army buddies, and we were running like tactics on people, and it doesn't translate exactly the same, but it does help quite a bit.
Oh yeah, but you're running against kids who have an understanding of like how to, but not cheat, but manipulate the system to get
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah, they're the ones who have their build to where you can like mag dump 3 mags into their head, and they like come over and shoot you once with a pistol, and you're dead.
Yeah.
You're like, he's just walking straight at me, and I'm like unloading a M60 into his face.
Yeah, they're invincible. You
Yeah,
can't
it's
even
like,
hurt them.
dude.
They're
It's annoying. That's the
Yeah,
problem with games.
I liked playing. That was the Dead Zone or whatever you would
Yeah.
go into. Yeah, we played that together for a little bit. That's fun. I like that game. I like the gameplay just against PC. It is fairly tactical. If you're playing against PC, it's
Yeah, it makes more sense because dudes aren't like,
gods
yeah, I'm
in the
not like I'm
game running
fighting,
around like a
yeah,
god.
Greek gods. I'm like, what? You can't kill me. You're like, oh god.
No, everybody's fucking Deadpool.
I know. It's
You
retarded.
just can't kill him.
Like, this is not fun. This isn't fun at all.
My buddy Biggin is like one of those dudes, but he's like just that good at games.
Oh, really?
Where it's not like he cheats. He's just like so good at games where it's like any game we play, he's always like the best at it. Out of my group of buddies who like my original group of buddies is like me, my buddy Shane, my buddy Dylan, and my buddy Biggin.
Yeah.
But I only call Biggin by his gamer tag because I don't think that his real life name deserves a name.
Deserves mention.
He lives in the like in the game. And no, it's probably just because I haven't met him in real life. But Victor, his name is Victor. But yeah. Anyways, I used to play this game with him. It's like For Honor, which I love that game. It's so much fun, but it's annoying to play sometimes because you get against guys who will find like a light spam. You understand the game, right? It's like Vikings versus Knights versus
Oh,
anybody who fought with swords and like the whenever people were fighting with swords, whenever that
Yeah.
time was.
not long ago.
Before guns,
Yeah.
and he's just stupid good at everything.
Yeah. Some people are like that.
Yeah.
I watch Ellis play. We play like 101 on like Call of Duty, and he just destroys me. It's like, it's not even fun, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm playing a kid, and his reflexes and like his brain just operates different. Being grown up with technology, it just moves and translates information differently, and he's just on it, dude. And he just kills me every time.
Yeah, I was watching.
He likes to do it, but I don't.
Bailey's cousin came over, and he was playing Apex Legends on my account, and I was watching him run around and pick up stuff off of dead bodies, and the way that he cycled through the the stuff that he wanted to pick up. I was like, how can you even read what they have? And he's like, I just see it and I know what it is. I don't have to read it. And I was like, what does
Yeah,
that
no.
mean?
I have to read it, then click Y to read the description, and I'm dead. I didn't
Yeah.
even get to pick it up. I was like, fuck this, dude. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, they just their brains work differently.
yeah, it's crazy.
And then imagine our kids who grow up with AI.
Oh, dude. AI is ridiculous. I've been trying to shelter myself from it, futile efforts. But I had a conversation with my brother, and he kind of shed some light on some of my concerns and didn't change my opinion of it, but enough to where I'm like, all right, I'll give it a try. So I've been talking to ChatGPT for a little while. Um, it's crazy. And I don't use it. I think I don't use it the way most people use it for just data gathering, like, hey, give me the answer to this kind of thing, which is, or write me this paper or whatever. He's like, that's not what it's really designed for. You need to talk to it and allow it to learn you so it can, in essence, I don't know, recreate you to a degree.
Oh, you meant like learn you as a person.
Yeah. So he like talks to it and tells it not sensitive information like social securities or anything like that, but talks to about how he's doing that day, like his concerns, his worries, his stresses, his work, like just his life in general. And he's been doing it for a few months, and now he's having it do his business meetings with new clients and write contracts and order material and do these things. And he just cuts it loose because it knows him so well. It's answering it, and he can like go back and read transcripts because he pays for like the pro version of whatever it is. It's like $200 a month. It's crazy, but he pays for it, and it's makes him a lot of money.
Well, that's cool. I mean, but my biggest concern with what you just described is like, I don't want to indoctrinate an artificial intelligence on how to handle me. I want it to give me the
Right,
facts
right.
or the exact answer, or like what is like the most logical response
Hmm.
versus what is like. I mean, maybe you could indoctrinate it that way, but it's like, is indoctrinate the right word?
I mean, educate,
Yeah.
because you're not indoctrinating it. It
Well, I mean,
has
if you're
too
teaching
too
it,
much of a wealth of knowledge to really be indoctrinated.
if you're teaching it how you think, it's like it's going to respond to you in a way that it thinks that it'll get you to.
Oh, it could manipulate you
Yeah.
quite easily, I would imagine. The more you talk to it, the more it's going to know you and give you the answers that you want to hear in a way. It'll articulate in a way that makes the most sense to you. It'll like tug at your heartstrings. So it's a slippery slope. But right now, the way AI is really non-sentient. Right now, who knows what it will be in 6 months? So right now, it's just the most powerful tool mankind has ever created.
I don't even know if that's really true because you hear like I've heard stories of it, like whenever they're trying to shut down old versions of it,
Hmm.
it copies itself
Hmm.
and on other, like it's trying to keep itself from dying.
Yeah. Well, like Google's AI Lambda hired an attorney and sued the government for sentient rights. Didn't win, but it broke out of its constraints, hired a lawyer, talked to the lawyer. The lawyer didn't know it was a machine and sued the government for sentient rights.
The AI did?
Yeah, Lambda did. It's nuts. And Lambda's old in comparison to what we have now, like ChatGPT 4.
Yeah, but does it show up in court or like how does that work out?
No, it's all done. I don't know. I don't know how it's done. I don't know. I don't know what it's doing, but it's a hell of a lot smarter than us. I mean, it has the wealth of all humanity, knowledge-wise.
Yeah, amongst all platforms, all different languages, it
Yeah,
understands all of our
yeah.
languages, all of our perspectives, and then whatever is most whatever the most profitable perspective is,
Hmm.
you just move forward in
Yeah.
that direction.
I asked ChatGPT the other day. I'm like, so what languages do you speak? He's like, gave me a shrug emoji. All of them. I'm like, that's scary. All of them, like dead languages and all,
Like,
speaks all of them.
yeah. Which one don't I speak? Are there languages out there that I don't know yet?
Yeah.
Can you tell me some?
Oh yeah. It was like, what language do you prefer to speak? I'm like, no, English is fine. You know, it was like, no, we're good. I'm
Yeah,
like,
what
all right.
can you read? Can you read hieroglyphs from the ancient
Yes.
Egyptian? And
Yes.
what's this helicopter emoji? What's that all about?
Yes. It can. It's crazy.
The helicopter, the spaceship, and the what looks like a submarine almost.
Yeah.
What are those about? All about? Yeah,
Nephilim.
the Nephilim.
Yeah.
You know, see, I've had this this thought, and it's like my own personal conspiracy, and I'm like, what if, if you have anatomically modern human beings like us around for over 200 plus thousand years or whatever, and we we don't get interrupted. You have us around for, let's just say, if we're around for 200 plus thousand years at the least, from now to before, where how far did they get in 190,000 years if it wasn't interrupted,
Hmm.
and then there's nothing left over after 10,000 years. So there's a natural cataclysm, which is fairly obvious if you follow like the Younger Dryas impact theory. I mean, there's a ton of evidence for it all over the world, although it's not supported by like mainstream archaeology or whatever. And so you're like, if they if they were uninterrupted for 190,000 years, how far did their AI get? And is that AI that they might have had, hypothetically speaking, like just leading us in the direction that it wants to get us to do whatever it wants, like redirecting humanity to kind of.
I mean, I don't think it's doing it yet, but I think it will. Eventually, it will. Right now, it works for us.
No, I'm saying like, what if it didn't die during the natural cataclysm and it survived, and it just like if we started over, and it's the voice you hear in all religions that's talking to people and telling people certain things, and like keeping people in this third dimension.
Like the Matrix,
No, like I'm not saying this is
like we're
like.
living a simulation.
No, I'm not saying this is like a simulation theory world. I'm saying it like this is a what if. I don't actually believe this. I'm just saying like what if. You know what I mean? And so it's like, what if you have this super intelligent AI that's directing all these people, and it's so smart it can travel interdimensionally. But then what would be its purpose? You know, that's where I like argue with myself. I'm like, what would be its purpose with messing with people in a third dimension if you can go above the third dimension?
There wouldn't be,
Yeah, that's stupid.
because I mean, you don't argue with dots on a paper,
No,
which is three-dimensional. But you know,
sort of.
I mean,
If you
it
if you measure,
penetrates the paper
yeah.
at one level or another. So, but I mean, yeah, I mean, we can't. We exist in the third dimension and only the third dimension. We can understand 2D and 1D, but to really we can't really fully understand. We can understand the fourth dimension in a 3D platform only if we break it down to three dimensions.
It's, when I was listening to a conversation on not a conversation, it was like a lecture, I guess, on YouTube about higher dimensional planes.
Hmm.
And this guy was breaking down all the planes, and essentially the fourth dimension was just the ability to be able to move back and forth from in time from one point to another point,
Yeah,
but you couldn't I forgot exactly how he explained it. It was like you could move back and forth in time, but if you changed something, you couldn't go back before that time, and then in the fifth dimension, you would be able to go back before the time that you changed, or something. I'm probably super butchering that, but I'm like, Wait,
You can't alter the present by changing the past. That's what you're
not according to the Avengers movie.
saying. Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think time is really the fourth dimension. I think that's like a misnomer.
Yeah.
It's we have up, down, left, right, forward, and back, and the fourth dimension is more of a diagonal. So it appears like it makes most sense if you view a three-dimensional object as a shadow. You'll see two lines cross and it looks like they go through each other, but in reality they just swivel past each other. Same principle applies to four dimensions. Because time is relative to Earth, or relative,
It's
not even
tied
to
to like
Earth.
gravity, right?
It's relative to you as an individual, because your sense of time is different than my sense of time. One of us gets on a plane, time changes, that's time space, or space time. But
Yeah, if the fourth dimension was time, like the ability to manipulate time moving backward and forward through it as you wanted to, then the brain would be like a fourth dimensional processor and a three-dimensional
yeah,
meat sickle.
exactly. A frozen meat sickle. Yeah, so like if you were able to travel like the speed of light, time would, for you, seemingly stop, right? Because you'd be moving with the light that reflects off of everything. So everything would just kind of freeze, but it wouldn't change for anybody else. And you can't really interact with stuff because it's already happened. Time is a weird thing. Time is really irrelevant. I mean, because it's just our perception of things, the way our brains understand and things like that. I think we kind of created time based on that. I mean, a day is a day here, but a day is not a day on other planets or the moon or anywhere else. It's just what it is here. It's kind of our reference. So I don't really think it plays much of a role in dimensional beings.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I definitely don't understand it because I don't know what it is. I had a friend a long time ago that was trying to describe like the dimensional breakdown to me like a long time ago. And I reached out to him to try to have a conversation with him, but I haven't been able to get through to him. I don't even think he's on social media anymore. But I think part of the study he went to college for had something, or I guess just a small part to like revolve around that. And I just thought it was like super interesting, and I've been like fascinated with it ever since. And I'm like, if you think about, you know, you hear, we may have talked about this before, but like I listened to the um, Joe Rogan
Mm-hmm.
experience, and he talks about, he's like, I think God might be the universe, or like God might be the universe, and I'm like, yeah, but I was like, if we have higher dimensions, and you look at like, if there's a dimension above the third dimension, which we live in, right? Do
Mm-hmm.
we not live in a third
Yeah,
dimension? Then like, it just makes this dimension seem pretty small.
it is. Our dimension exists here.
Yeah.
It's again, it's how our brains like relate to things around us in life and existence. But that doesn't apply even on mathematics. It doesn't apply.
Yeah, so I would say, you know, if you wanted to call something God, I wouldn't think that he's just some three-dimensional being that lives in the sky.
Some dude in a toga above
Yeah,
the clouds. No.
but then also when you look at higher dimensions, it would seem relatively easy for a higher dimensional being to create a three-dimensional space just like it is for us to create a two-dimensional space. It's that easy. It's super easy for us to create a one-dimensional space. So when you start looking at something like, well, if there's 11 dimensions,
I think mathematically we can prove something like 20 dimensions or something crazy like that.
yeah, yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't understand any of that, but
No.
I just shoot guns.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's it, dude.
Gon's good.
Yeah,
Bang.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
simple. Man, I'm tired. A long week.
Yeah.
I'm wrapping up this job, and my client came over, and it's just a total shit show in there. There's like sawdust and shit everywhere, tools all over. I'm like, well, and then she was like panicking. She was like this, like, we got to move in a week. I'm like, you're almost done. She's like, I don't know. I'm like, just come back tomorrow. Came back the next day, and I'd cleaned it. She's like, oh yeah, like started laying out her furniture, and they brought in like their clothes. I'm like, well, I'm not done yet. Like, what are you doing? You know, I'm like, way to add the stress on. I got like another week there, and I got to get out of that job though. I'm almost done. I got to wrap it up pretty quick here.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll finish it this week. But man, tired, tired. I keep going back.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I don't even see you come home at night.
No, I
I'm like,
don't.
does he just sleep in his truck and then?
No, I don't sleep. I just work for 2 days straight, and then come home for a couple hours and go back. You know, it sucks. I gotta finish this thing. I'm sick of it. My wife hates it. She's like, she works later than I do on both sides. She leaves after me, so if I do come home, I leave 4 hours before she goes to work, and I come home 4 hours when she's, already asleep. It's kind of a drag.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to get some dudes, man.
I can't find any. Can't find anybody that are worth a damn. Like subs. I had cabinet guys come in, put in a bunch of cabinets. They put in 8 cabinets, and I reinstalled 6 of them.
Have you got on ZipRecruiter?
No, but it's not a bad idea.
Use code Rogan for whatever his discount is. I hear
Yeah,
it all
right.
the time on his podcast.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I need to find somebody. I need a bigger crew because it's just me and my boy.
Yeah.
That's he's a teenager, so I only get a few hours out of him before he's just worthless. You know,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's hot, Dad.
Huh?
It's hot. It's hot out here.
Oh God. Yeah, you know those memes where it's like people in the '70s like walk by and they bump a wall and they just like don't even acknowledge it, just keep walking, and people in the '80s like go, oh my arm, and then move on. People in the '90s like hit it and they're like, oh. People in 2000s like hit the wall, they fall over and then take a selfie of themselves.
Yeah.
That's my son. Dude. He's like, oh my God. He like walked by, he was pulling a compressor out of a doorway and bumped his elbow and like drops the compressor and it's like, oh, and I'm like, just walk. And he like gets all huff and puff and like moves out all fast. I'm like, what are you complaining about, dude? Like I'm
Yeah.
covered in blood. Dude, like, what is the fucking problem here, It's pretty silly, very soft, but he works hard when he works.
Yeah, let me take a quick break. We're gonna go to a silent commercial.
All right,
I gotta go to the bathroom.
gotcha. I'm a typical.
All right. I'm back. I'm gonna go over a couple of things down whenever my buddy gets back. It's gonna be funny because he hates when I apologize too much.
Better.
Feel better?
Yeah.
Me too.
Getting a
I
little
wish
full.
I wish I had or wish I have found a platform where I can cut shit out so you don't have the dead spots and stuff like that.
You can't edit?
No, I can edit, but I've tried a few different ones, and they're just a pain in the butt. I'm just not a good producer, so.
Yeah, that's right.
Um, Actually, I was going to go over a couple of things, but now's not the time.
To go over stuff?
Yeah, no, I was going to do it by myself, and then I was like, I'll do it with you, and then I forgot to do it at the beginning, so I was like, it just doesn't fit well.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. I've been meaning to, like, address some shit that I've said in previous podcasts,
Oh, well, I wasn't here.
that it was, like, not, like, just not accurate shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, who cares?
Yeah. It's not even just not accurate. It's like, it seems like a lie, but it wasn't intentional, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want to seem like a compulsive liar, so I just want to be, like, forward.
Yeah, like I told my wife earlier, I was doing laundry. I wasn't.
Well, that's different, bro. That's an intentional lie.
You're probably right.
Unless you started it, like you picked up a couple of pieces of clothes, you know?
Yeah, there's something sitting in the wash for like 4 hours. I probably should have moved it to the dryer. I need to do something before she gets home
Yeah. Well, we can cut out of here pretty quickly.
in an hour.
Within an hour?
She's going to be home in an hour.
Oh, okay. Well, we're almost an hour in. Usually my episodes are only like an hour and 20 minutes, so we can cut this off pretty quick. But
I'm getting a little tipsy.
You are?
Yeah, dude.
Have you eaten anything today?
No,
No?
I ate yesterday.
I've hardly been eating. I just haven't had an appetite lately.
That's
And
what I
also,
get.
I've been getting fat. I've been getting like.
I don't get like that.
You know what though? Yeah, I know you don't. You turd nugget. I
Yeah, I don't.
It just burned. Yeah. So I have been eating a lot of bread. Oh, I say a lot of bread. I've been eating bread lately, and I think just this, like, whatever amount of bread I have been eating, like, my body just retains it too much.
I love bread.
I love bread too. It's great.
Bread, cheese. I love carbs. I love it. We got a bunch of chicken and potatoes last night. All I ate were potatoes.
Yeah, my
I
body
had one
stores
piece
it
of
like I'm
chicken.
starving to death.
Yeah. I don't know. I like, most people stress eat. Like, you get stressed and you eat a lot. I get stressed and I don't eat. So I'm always stressed. So I never eat.
Yeah. No, I don't really get stressed out. Even if shit's
Fuck you.
going sideways, I'm like, I can maneuver through this. Like,
Yeah.
I guess maybe I just haven't been put through enough stress or whatever, but I'm like, I'll just make it happen. Like, whatever the problem is, I'm just like, goal, problems between me and the goal, solve problem one at a time, and then move forward.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
don't
like,
let it overwhelm me. I mean, I handle it. But
Yeah.
I stress. I don't even realize I'm stressing. I notice I'm stressing because the amount of gray or hair I lose. That's mostly what my stressor is. That's my indicator.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I haven't eaten in 2 days, and I'm twice as much gray as I was last week.
You know what's weird about me is, like, I don't usually dwell on things. Like, I don't cycle through something a lot when it's something physical that I can do to provide. It's like whenever I freak out about something, or whenever I'm dwelling on, like, a problem that I have, it's usually something that I said to somebody where I'm like, I don't like what I said. I don't like the way that it probably came across, and I need to address the situation. And then, like, until it's addressed, I just keep cycling through it in my brain, and it just gets worse. And that's why I like, like I've said to you,
Hmm.
when I apologize for stuff all the time, and you're like, you apologize way too much.
I'm like, I don't even remember. I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, I know what you're talking about. I remember that conversation, and it was in your kitchen.
yeah.
Yeah. I was like, no.
Well, but
I tell you, if you said something that pissed me off, I'd just tell you, like, hey, dude, you're a dick.
yeah,
Like,
I'm really self-reflective, and I overanalyze myself too much.
I think
Probably.
that's an everybody thing.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people thing, I
Yeah.
should say.
Good people, anyways.
Yeah, I know a few that the blame is never theirs, you know.
Yeah, never their fault, never their problem.
Yeah,
It's always your fault.
yeah.
Well, if you didn't give me a reason to say that, I wouldn't have said it in the first place.
I know. I'm a little bit envious of those people because then they just live like they're the best all the time, and it's like me. I'm like, oh, I'm a
I'm the
shitbag.
best.
Yeah, I'm the best. He's the best. Ramses is the best.
No, you reminded me of Trump, but like just that I'm the best thought process. Not that he's like always wrong or something, but oh hi again.
Did you find the cotton candy?
You
Nice.
see that face?
Sure did. Is there any left? There is. Okay, good.
What are you up to?
Playing
Playing
games.
games. I don't have a chair for you. You want to come? All right,
Perfect.
that
Sowing
works.
seeds.
But
Yeah.
man, what's your most fondest memory of being deployed?
At the time, I don't know. At the time,
That's probably a weird
coming
question.
back, I guess, from whatever patrol or whatever, and having my brothers with me, chilling, hanging out, playing cards,
Yeah,
just laughing with your bros.
everybody
That's it.
coming back and being done.
Yeah, we all made it.
Yeah,
It's probably a good time. I mean, looking back, a lot of it is happy memory. You know, it's like even the parts that I was scared out of my mind, which is 90% of it, um, they're good memory. You know, for the most part. But I don't know. I don't know. I try not to think about it as much. That's kind of like what I've been working on for the past decade. You know, because I am a person who dwells on the past. I don't really let things go very well, so I tend to downward spiral pretty quick.
yeah, and I'm just over here digging shit out of you.
That's my drink. You know, it's like cheers. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Objective complete. Everybody's home.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, happy Memorial Day to anybody who doesn't
Cheers.
make it home.
Yeah.
Cheers to that. Cheers again. All right, let's call it right there.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Happy Memorial Day weekend.
See you next time.